Alright, Cheesers, time for the second elimination tournament after a 4 month, yeah, almost like exactly 4 months from the first one. A little over it. We'll be doing the second one here, but first, do a little recap of the first elimination tournament. Remind you how it went. We ended up having 16 races. That's kind of weird how that works out. 12 racers for the first one. You can see the full results here. Armada, Commando, Phil, and Vulcan were the ones to go down early. Solange probably with the earliest big exit, and then Hunter and Ump just not making it into that top 5. Opix with probably the biggest surprise top 5 performance. Roman making a really good run all the way to 4th. Luke rounding it out with the first podium spot, and then Real Deal getting that 2nd place, and Detail surviving for the first elimination tournament victory. But now we're going to be going on to... Wait, which one should I use first? Here we go. So now we're going to be going on to the second elimination tournament. Like I said, 4.5 months afterwards. Here's the track pool. Little intense. Definitely plenty of tracks here for the amount of races that we'll probably end up having. 40 tracks actually, and as you can see here, pretty big variety as well. And hopefully we get more of a variety in the track selections as well, because you saw the other tournament. It was mostly a GP elimination tournament pretty much. So hopefully the wheel helps us out a little bit here. We can get a little bit more variety. But without further ado, we're going to be getting started up here. Oh yeah. Throwback. Let me see if I can get this lineup. I'm probably gonna mess somebody up. Oh yeah, someone's definitely getting messed up. We got Fireball, right? Right? Hold on, that's not him. Is that Vulcan? Why does Vulcan always look like someone? We have Vulcan, Opix, Slaunch, Cheese Conquer, and Shift and Luke. This must be a new driver. Or someone I don't recognize. Oh yeah, Majestic. So Majestic here. Haven't raced with Majestic in a long time. It's been probably over 4 years since I've raced with him, so that's gonna be one driver making a comeback here for a little bit. But the first track that got pulled, Backian RX. Quick little look at it, but we're gonna get to see more of it as we go into the race. Gate is up, ready to drop. If you don't remember, sorry, Vulcan getting cheesed right away. If you don't remember how the last elim tourney worked, just threw me off so hard. We end up for the start of the elim tourney, we end up doing 2 sets of heats for these races that are early on, and we eliminate drivers that way. Everybody starts with 2 lives, and every time that you finish last in a race, you end up losing a life. And then, of course, when you have 0 lives remaining, that is when you are eliminated from the tournament, and that's tough. That's tough. What a cheesy start. So if you lose both your lives, you get eliminated from the tournament, and it basically comes down to whoever has 1 or, in pretty crazy fashion, 2 lives left at the end. That's what it comes down to. So basically, elimination tournaments it's a tournament of survival, really. If you wanted to, you could finish second to last every single race until the final 1v1, and you could win the elimination tournament in theory. Love the emotes, by the way. That's not really no one really does that. I mean, maybe some drivers at certain opportunities do that strategy, but I don't know. I don't really think anyone does that. I think most people, if they have a chance to go for the win, they're going to be going for the win. Especially some of these drivers that maybe don't have the opportunity to get wins as often in the normal HRL races. If they have an opportunity for a win here in the elim tourney for one of these smaller races, whether it's once we get down to the point where we start doing everybody in one big race, or if it's one of these early heats, if they have a chance at a win, I think most people are going to be going for that win. So again, technically it's a strategy you can do, but I don't think anybody really does that. So early on here at Backian, which I could quickly explain what this track is as well. So Backian is a little co-forge rallycross. Me, Detail, and technically Real Deal worked on this one. So this is a rallycross that was made to be a new track and unfortunately did not end up getting raced. So we actually have a lot of those tracks here in the track pool. So it's kind of nice to see that we already, right off the bat, have one of those tracks that we haven't seen raced before getting selected. Potentially a close battle here between Slaunch and Opix. And I'm not going to lie. Ooh, Slaunch with a nice pass. Going to take that second place. Opix going really wide. But they're pretty safe right now. They don't have to worry about losing a life. So they're kind of just trying to, they're just trying to run it clean. I'm not going to lie. I didn't pay attention to the time for this first race. So I'm going to try to estimate it the best that I can and also get an idea of like what that last place battle is. So let's check it out. So it looks like we have, now it's Luke, Slaunch, Opix, and Vulcan is going to be your order. And we actually have kind of a close battle here. Shift taking the 5th place spot over Majestic. So Shift, after getting stuck, I don't know how he recovered from that. I didn't get to see that, if he hit it with the Spartan Charge or something or what. But he did recover from it at some point. And now we actually do have a legitimate battle for... Oh no, Shift goes down. We have a legitimate battle for the first life lost here. And this is the battle that we're going to watch because you look up front. It looks like those top 4 positions are kind of, they're kind of settled out at this point. Like there's not too much at stake there, and also like those drivers are kind of, they're kind of settled in their positions. So the real battle that we have here, of course, with it being an elimination tournament, is between Majestic and Shift at the back here. Can Shift make the miraculous comeback after having gotten stuck on the very first lap? To get by Majestic here and save himself from losing a life immediately. Look at Majestic. I feel really bad because this is a really hard section right here for newer drivers. I mean, even for experienced drivers, it's a really difficult section. So it's kind of fun to see Majestic completely new here, which I kind of feel bad for him because even against Shift, like Majestic has no experience in like 4 years. So this is kind of a tough battle for him. But it's kind of interesting to watch him run some of the more interesting areas of this track because I don't know, it's like the tracks on Halo 5 have evolved so much over time, especially from when he last raced, and it's just really interesting seeing how like someone that's like if you were to take an experienced racer from that time and just like freeze him and wake him up now and see how they race, like that's, oh, we went a little wide. That's it's kind of interesting to see how that works, and that's kind of what we have here with Majestic. He raced a few races like back in the beginning of Halo 5, and now here he is after having not raced for 4 years, just coming on fresh, no warm-up, no practice at all, has not seen this track before, and trying to hold on to his lives here. This might be the last lap. If this isn't the last lap, then it's definitely next lap. But we'll Shift with the big run. Majestic spins out on the most crucial section. And that actually might be it, unless Majestic can fight back here. He's trying to get a little bit of a run. Oh, hits the tire, but Shift goes haywire again. Majestic, though, super loose, not able to get by him. And that's not really the best area to go for a pass there, but he can try to keep it close with him. And that's what he's going to do. Really close behind Shift, just trying to get a little bit of a nose in there, but not quite able to do it. Just going to try to stick with him through the jump. Doing a nice job at that. Just trying to follow him. He's going to go for a risky line here. Going to try the same. Yo, that was actually not bad. Oh, goes a little wide, though. Brings it back. Majestic. Gets a little too close to Shift. That's tough. Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed. He's pissed. He knows that's it. But while that was going down, that is actually going to be the conclusion. And Shift will hold on there. And Majestic's going to lose the first life of the tournament. When it comes down to the race results, it's Luke taking the win. Slaunch coming in 2nd, Opix in 3rd, Vulcan in 4th. Shift will hold on to that 5th place spot, and Majestic with the very unfortunate slow ride here to the 6th place, already losing a life. We got Hunter, Z-Master, Fireball, Real Deal, Sector. I don't have Where to Hood at. I'll get that ready for later. And Detail making the surprise late appearance here. Gonna try to go for back-to-back elim tourneys. Protect the title. So let's see how that can go. Going to be getting this heat started up here in just a moment. Waiting on that gate to drop. See if anybody can get a good start. Big jump. No. It's going to be pretty clean for most everybody as we go green here. But this can be a pretty conky start. going into a really tough section right away. Real Deal immediately getting cheesed by Fireball, and then Sector comes in and gets him back for it. Here we go. A little bit of contact. Hunter going off. Honestly, honestly, besides Detail, Sector probably had the second best run out of anybody on that first lap. I actually can't believe it. Justin genuinely had like the second best run. That's amazing. Oh, getting stuck on the tire there though. But as we come out of the first real conky section, it is going to be Detail with the early lead. Hunter in second, Sector in third, Z-Master in fourth, Fireball in fifth, and Real Deal in sixth. So we've got two pretty quick drivers here already in fifth and sixth. Going to have to work their way through the pack. And again, like I said before, oh, Real Deal going for that sand line. You really can finish second to last if you want to. But again, I just like wouldn't want to risk anything like that. So we'll see how they play it. Ooh, they're maybe both going to get by Z-Master. No. Fireball having lots of issues early on here in this track, looking super loose on every corner. As Detail is going to lead the first lap down. And he's gotten himself quite a gap, but the rest of these drivers are really close, and Hunter getting cheesed. That first rumble is super treacherous. You got to watch out for it, and that's going to put Hunter all the way back to sixth. That cheesing hit him way harder than I had expected, and now Hunter could be in jeopardy of losing a life right away, and he messes up this section too. That is not what you want to see if you're Hunter. And it looks like Fireball, despite having a really rough first lap, is going to find his way now in second. Already Sector, oh no, with a bad crash. That's going to put him back down to last. That is so unfortunate. Sector did not need that. If he could have avoided that crash, I think that Sector could have maybe had like a potential at a decent run here, protecting his life. But now it's going to be tough. But Hunter goes down right after that. It's going to put Sector back into fifth. So maybe we could see an interesting battle there for fifth for that life loss between Hunter and Sector, as Hunter's not having a very good start to this race. He's kind of all over the place, making plenty of mistakes. Definitely not adjusting to this track too quickly. Oh, another driver. That's Z-Master having some issues there with that downhill section. I'm just not quite able to get used to it quite yet. We have Real Deal now going to get ahead of Fireball. So Real Deal and Fireball are going to be holding on to that second and third place spot, which they have a pretty good gap at this point. All they really got to do is run clean at this point. Same thing goes for Detail in the lead. Like, if you're any of these top three drivers, you're pretty good. You're pretty good. Like, you don't really have to worry about too much. Now, if you're Sector and Z-Master here, oh, Sector gets put in the tire. He was going to take a position, that he gets flipped. Oh, no. And he gets back on the back seat and not on the... Literally everything that could have went wrong for Sector there went wrong. That is sad. That is really sad. That was actually every single mistake that he could have made actually just happened right there. That is super unfortunate. Hunter goes down again, though. So maybe not quite over yet for Sector, but I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. And if it really comes down to anything, if Sector's going to like take anything away from this, man, it's just like running clean. I mean, if he would have just backed off there on Z instead of going for the position, he could have bought himself so much more time of going for this going for that second to last place position. And those wrecks are really going to, at the same time, not really his fault, but those wrecks are obviously going to cost him super hard here in the end, and could potentially cost him a life here right off the bat. So not what you want to see if you're a big Sector fan. We have a good battle here between second. This is Fireball and Real Deal. Fireball is retaking that second place position. Fireball talking a lot of big bonds going into this tournament. Yeah, we could say that. So we'll have to see how he can perform here. It's definitely a rough start on this first track, but getting to second here, bringing it back for that is not too bad. And obviously, it's kind of what you need. You know, don't really need much more than that. They're both looking pretty clean. Let's see what we're looking like on time. So I think it's going to be 2 to go here this time by, if I am correct in my little estimation of the time here. So should be 2 to go here for Detail. Going to try to take his first win here of the second elimination tournament. Fireball and Real Deal going to try to hold on to those podium positions. And we have Z-Master actually doing not too bad with a solid 4th place. And, you know, if he can just run 2 more clean laps, I mean, he's got a pretty big gap on the 2 drivers behind him. So, haven't really seen much of him race before, but not looking too bad here in this first outing. Especially because Backian is not the easiest track to learn on the fly. You know, I think once you get this track down, ooh, that was close. I think once you get this track down, it's not too bad. But learning this track, like, just on the fly, having never seen it before, maybe even, like, never racing a rallycross before, I don't know what, you know, his practices look like, what he's seen in terms of tracks, but it can be a pretty hard track to adjust to quickly, and it seems like he's done a decent enough job of that to at least survive, so that's all you need to do. And here we come, I believe, down to the white flag here. Detail going to be trying to take home that first win of the tournament. Oh, no, it actually is the last one. All right, Real Deal. I'm calling conk. That should have been 2 to go. Detail going to take the win here. Fireball second. Real Deal third. And looks like Z Master is going to come in fourth. And Hunter in fifth. And then, unfortunately, yet again, it was Majestic Party in the first round. This round, it is going to be Sector losing that life here in the second heat. So Majestic and Sector going into the second race of the night are already they are already going to be in jeopardy of being eliminated. So that is tough. But at the same time, you know, it's an elimination tournament. It's going to happen to someone, right? So that's just how the cookie crumbles there.